Hi everybody, this is Clark Smith. I'm the winemaker for WineSmith, and today I'm here to tell you about my 2022 Tannat. Now, don't feel bad if you've never heard of Tannat. I'd never heard of it either until I got recruited by these guys from the south of France, a company called Inodev. They were from Madiran, which is down south of Bordeaux and in sight of the Pyrenees, and Tannat is the traditional grape that they grow there. If you've ever had a Tannat, you know that it's remorselessly tannic. And, you know, the way I see the story is after World War II, the Germans modernized everything and got stainless steel tanks and inert gas and did everything they could to protect the Rieslings from oxidation. And so then the Bordelais, not to be outdone, decided to do the same thing. And that was awful. It had terrible results with Tannat. So Tannat is a big tannic monster. And it just turned out to be dry and poorly integrated, and it showed off really badly. So there were about 24 wineries down there in Madiran, and they were all pulling it out. And this guy, this peasant vigneron named Patrick Ducournau, thought this was terrible. He did not want to globalize Madiran by just having it just be another place where they grow Merlot. So he had a dream sometime in the early 90s, maybe the late 80s, that the problem was that the wine was starved for oxygen, which was kind of a heresy in those days. But he got together with a phenolic guru at the University of Montpellier. The two of them, his name is Michel Moutonnet, and Patrick and Michel cooked up this idea that maybe if they fed the wine a little oxygen, that it could smooth it out and improve its aromatic integration and longevity. And this became known as micro-oxygenation, or in French, microbullage, which means micro-bubbles. If you've ever seen Willy Wonka, that chocolate waterfall they have, they really have those. And that's how they turn cocoa powder into chocolate and smooth it out and make it luscious and soulful. Anyway, they got a hold of me. They invented this system, and they had a company called Inodev for, enological development, and they put these machines together, and then they wanted to sell the stuff in the United States, so they tracked me down. My company was called Vinovation, and we were sort of a trusted implementer of new technology. So they taught me to micro-ox, and I went over there, and the first thing they did was show me how to do it on Tannat. Tannat is really tannic. And it was just kind of wonderful what they showed me that it could do. And basically said, we can stabilize color, we can integrate aromas, increase longevity, increase mouthfeel, refine the tannins, bring the fruit forward, control reduction, hydrogen sulfide, and that sort of thing. And all your daughters will marry doctors, and and all you have to do is just abandon everything you've ever been taught about how red wine is made. I thought they were crazy, but they taught me how to do it, and sure enough, I started making and teaching other people how to make wonderful wines, and eventually in 2013 I wrote this book, Postmodern Winemaking, which is really a testimony to Patrick and the things that he taught me. I've made Tannats all over the world now, Uruguay and France and Texas and the Central Valley, and they're always these tannic monsters. And then imagine my delight when I was working with a family down in Clarksburg, the Heringers, and those guys are wonderful farmers, and they got tired of just growing Chardonnay and Chenin Blanc and Petit Syrah, which is pretty much what you grow there, and so they put in 45 experimental varieties, and I make a bunch of them. That's where I get my Norton from. And lo and behold, they had 3 rows of Tannat. And so I started making it. And this is really weird because this is unlike any Tannat I have ever seen. It is not a tannic monster. It does not take very long to come around. And, you know, a lot of my wines I age for 4, 6, 8 years in barrel to get them to resolve their tannins. But this stuff is only in barrel for about a year. And in particular, this is the 2022. That year, in the first 5 days of September, we had a real hot spell. And it kind of knocked the starch out of a lot of the wines anyway. And that was fine with this stuff. It just made it all the more drinkable and feminine. So it's ready to go, and I'm gonna pop this and taste it with you. Okay, so here we go. Normally Tannat is extremely dark. This one really isn't. It's kind of medium. I wouldn't call it purple, and I wouldn't call it brick. It's somewhere. It's just red. And usually Tannats don't have a whole lot of fruit, but this one, man, it's just loaded with blueberries and blackberries. And, I use very old wood, so it's not oaky at all. I don't own any barrels that are less than 20 years old. But man, it's just really coming out of the glass quite enthusiastically. The mouth is very silky. It's got tannin, what the French call supportive tannin, tannin supportif. So it's tannin that's there as a foundation, as a base, to kind of hold up the fruit, like a male ballet dancer supporting a ballerina. Now in Madiran, they grow a lot of duck, and certainly this would be a great accompaniment to a duck pâté or a torchon, you know, the duck mousse, or a magret, a duck breast, but also some nice well-aged stinky old brie would be wonderful. What did I say on the label? Yeah, it says, suggests rib steak, but I find it best appreciated with a grilled duck breast. Yeah, well, there you go. So I hope you enjoy it. It's, I think it will age probably at least 5 years, but it's right there right now, and it's even developed a little bit of bottle bouquet, a little bit of earthiness that is very soulful. So I'll be eager to hear whether you like it.